This is a reenactment of a true story about the resignation of a chief deputy sheriff. The real faces have been changed. Story taken from a live public interview. And now for our story, it's an American tale. Inside the resignation. Kevin Canty's bold move against leadership. This drama is based on the true story in Mecklenburg County. Imagine working in an environment so hostile that it pushes you to the brink. Kevin Canty did, as the chief deputy at the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. His resignation wasn't sudden, but a meticulously planned move against an unfit leadership that he could no longer tolerate. Canty's decision to resign wasn't made in haste. The framework for his departure started taking shape just months into his tenure. In June, the first draft of his resignation letter began its journey, echoing frustration and disillusionment that sprouted from the onset of his appointment. At the core of Canty's decision was Sheriff Garry McFadden's leadership. The work environment was toxic, marked by Sheriff Garry McFadden's use of racially insensitive language and his consistent sidestepping of protocols, which left the team spiraling into disorder and frustration. Canty highlighted McFadden's blatant disregard for the chain of command. This hierarchical bypassing fostered chaos and undermined the authority of senior staff. It bred confusion and disrupted communication, making effective management increasingly impossible. The issues began right from Canty's ceremonial swearing-in. Hopes for a cooperative beginning quickly turned to a realization of deep-seated issues. What was meant to be a promising start became a steep descent into dysfunction and discord. Despite the growing concerns, Canty tried to address these problems through private discussions with Sheriff Garry McFadden. These talks aimed at fostering change and resolving the toxic culture, but they fell on deaf ears as the issues exacerbated without resolution. Canty experienced firsthand the escalation of issues. Public berating of staff and interference in departmental matters became routine under Sheriff Garry McFadden's tenure. It painted a dire picture of internal office politics and deteriorating working relationships. In an effort to substantiate his claims, Canty documented incidents and collected evidence that highlighted Sheriff Garry McFadden's inappropriate actions. This evidence backed Canty's allegations and provided a solid foundation for the narrative within his resignation letter. Canty's resignation letter wasn't just a formality. It laid bare his serious concerns, accusing Sheriff Garry McFadden of being unfit for office. The letter, rich in detail and supported by evidence, demanded attention to the systemic issues plaguing the office. Canty's resignation sent ripples through the sheriff's office. It brought Sheriff Garry McFadden under public scrutiny and raised questions about leadership quality. This drastic step shed light on the internal issues that could no longer be ignored by the authorities or the public. The resignation stirred varied reactions across the board. Sheriff Garry McFadden and the Sheriff's Office faced severe backlash. Some supported Canty's brave choice to speak up, while others expressed skepticism, igniting debates and discussions on leadership integrity. Canty's story garnered significant media attention, with outlets like WBTV providing extensive coverage. It propelled the issue into the public eye, fostering discussions on workplace ethics and the role of leadership in maintaining a healthy work environment. Post-resignation, the potential legal repercussions loomed over Sheriff Garry McFadden and the Sheriff's Office. They have also been linked to a faction of CMPD police officers that were arrested for extortion and embezzlement. Sheriff Garry McFadden seems to be linked to some secret society groups and cartel members. In cases of stolen property and false arrests, a connection has been made, and it seems it will lead to more arrests of corrupt law officials in Imperial City/Charlotte, North Carolina. There is now a high possibility of investigations and professional evaluations to address Canty's accusations and investigate ethics within the ranks of Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department and Mecklenburg County Sheriff Garry McFadden. The credibility of these law departments in Mecklenburg County is now under great scrutiny, and all that they have done is in question. Canty's departure marks a pivotal moment. It's an invitation for leadership to reflect and reform. It paves the way for potential changes that could anchor the office back to effective governance and ethical management. Don't remain silent in the face of injustice. Stand for integrity and push for transparent leadership. Join the conversation and make your voice count in shaping a better future.